Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Reese, and thank you guys for tuning in to my channel today. Today I'm going to be giving you guys part 2 of my 15 pregnant story. So now this is going to be like a continuation into like my labor and delivery. And I'm sorry it took me a little minute to get this video up for y'all. I am not feeling good, and I have not been feeling good for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. My health has been kind of like up and down. I'm still recovering. I got cotton balls in the ear. I got ginger ale right here. I got some Powerade right here because I'm really dehydrated, y'all. Like, I'm just going through it, but I am really dedicated to get this video up for you guys. So please, please, please just bear with me. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible, and you know, just bear with me. Thank you. Please just bear with me. But I hope you guys are feeling okay, and I hope you guys are having a blessed Sunday. And yeah, if you're interested in part 2, then keep on watching. All right, so we're gonna start to the day before I actually had my son. Okay, so I had my son on May 3rd, 2008. So this was May 2nd, 2008, and if I'm not mistaken, this was a Friday. I want to say that was a Friday because I remember it. But anyways, I was at school, you guys, obviously on a Friday, and around lunchtime, as soon as I sat down to eat my food, all of a sudden I started feeling like this pain. And my friends were like, all, you know, laughing, giggling, talking, you know how you normally do. And they was just like, what's wrong with you, Charisse? Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, y'all, like, I don't know, but I'm not feeling good. Like, my stomach is hurting. So they was just like, do you think you're in labor? Like, I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I think I have like another week. But, you know, I just started feeling this pain. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really have my mom there to be like, well, this is what it's going to feel like or whatever. All I know is what I seen on TV, because I used to watch all of the little labor and delivery stories and Bring It Home Baby, and I was watching 16 and Pregnant. I was watching all those little shows. Like, so that's all I seen on TV, like I said. So I don't know what I was feeling. So halfway through lunch, the pains were kind of like on and off or whatever the case may be. They were very far apart, but I really couldn't eat my food, so I was very uncomfortable. I couldn't call anybody to come get me from school because I just couldn't call anybody. Like, I couldn't depend on anybody to come get me from school. The woman I lived with, she had a job and she worked. So I already knew like she wasn't going to come get me. And my only way home was on the bus. So I knew I would have to stick it out the rest of the day. So the rest of the day, y'all, I'm just walking around with contractions, like on and off. And before my last class of the day, I went to use the restroom. And this is going to be TMI, just so you know. But I ended up going to the restroom, and I had like a bloody, like mucusy type of discharge come out. And I was just like, what is this? And I was just kind of like confused because I was just like, why am I bleeding? Like, I'm pregnant. Is something wrong? Like, I didn't know what was going on. So I asked my teacher about it. And she was like, oh, that's your mucus plug. She was like, you're probably about to have this baby either tonight or tomorrow. And I was like, are you serious? And that kind of like scared me because, like, I don't know, but it don't really hit you that you're pregnant or that you're actually about to have a baby until it's like actually about to happen. So I was just like, oh my goodness, like, I'm about to have a baby. So the whole time in my last class, number one, you guys, I couldn't fit in my desk anymore, so I'm sitting like this to the side. And everybody else is facing forward, so it was really, really embarrassing. It was really awkward, and I'm just like, in pain. I'm rubbing my stomach back and forth. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I'm calm. And then I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I'm calm again. And then I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm in labor. Teacher is just sitting here teaching like she don't give a, like she don't care. So I was just like, I'm just gonna have to tough this out. Like, you just gonna have to deal with it, Charisse. I got home, I called my BFF. She lived up the road. Well, she didn't live up the road. Her grandma lived up the road from where I lived. And she always came over there on the weekends. So she came over to my house and I was like, girl, I think I'm in labor. Like, I don't know if I should go ahead and go to the hospital. I don't know what to do. So finally, the woman I live with, she came home. And she was like, so how long your pain's been going on? Like, this is just her demeanor. So how long your pain's been going on? What it feel like? Go walk around the block, see if it's real. I'm just like, so anyways, I ended up going to walk around the block like 3 or 4 times. And we have these really big high heels in our neighborhood. So it was really tiring me out, but I was really determined to decide whether this was real contractions or just Braxton Hicks, which is just like a different phase of before you, I don't know, like you guys can look up Braxton Hicks and look up your own term for it because a lot of people have different terms, but basically Braxton Hicks are kind of like false labor contractions, I guess you can say. But anyways, I didn't feel like there were Braxton Hicks contractions. I felt like these were real labor contractions. Because after I stopped walking around the block and I came back home, I was still in pain. So my friend ended up leaving and going home. I came back and took me a nice hot bath or whatever, trying to soothe myself, trying to calm myself down, just going off stuff I seen on TV. Because like I said, like, nobody really was teaching me like what I need to do because my mom wasn't there. So I was just really like going crazy, y'all. I'm like, I'm about to have a baby and I don't even know what to do, like for real. I ended up calming myself down, taking a nice hot bath. I went in my room. I started like making sure everything was like prepared and everything was in place. By this time I had earned like enough money to buy like my bassinet. I had got Pampers and clothes and all that stuff like from my baby shower. A lot of people didn't come to my baby shower, but I had got a great deal of things there. And what else did I do? I think I was getting my baby bag ready as well. And then after that, I laid down and I was still having contractions. And I was just in a lot of pain, but I was just trying to like breathe through it because it was coming and going. So when they did come, I was just trying to like, I was in a room by myself. I really didn't want anybody in there with me. I just wanted to be alone. Around like 10 or 11 at night, I want to say, the lady I live with, she ended up coming in my room and she was just like, you know, how are you feeling now? How far apart are your contractions and stuff like that. And I was like, they're coming more quicker now. Like, I think they were maybe like 8 minutes, 10 minutes apart. Excuse me. Okay. I think it's gone. Okay. So now, my contractions are 8 to 10 minutes apart. So she was just like, I'm going to go call your doctor or whatever. Oh, my battery is about to go dead. I gotta hurry up. So she was like, I'm gonna go call your doctor or whatever. So she called my doctor. He was like, come on into the hospital. So I'm thinking we're about to get in the car, go straight to the hospital like normal people. We get in the car and guess where we go? To look for my daddy. And that's like a whole nother story time, but I just want to let you guys know that I didn't really officially know my dad or really meet my dad until I was 15 years old. So the time period from me meeting him and to this point, and like everything that he had shown me about who he really was, I wasn't pleased and I wasn't happy. I was very disappointed. He was on drugs and he was an alcoholic. So I really just didn't really want that around me at that time. Like, I was in pain. Like, I didn't want any of that around me. So we ended up going to this house that she thought he might be at, and he ended up being there. And all I know is I'm in the front seat having contractions. Now they're coming like maybe 7 minutes, 6 minutes. Like, I don't know. They're just getting closer and closer together. So I'm just in so much pain. But I look to the left, to the right, and I see them arguing in the yard. And she's like, your daughter's in labor and you need to get your together and all this kind of stuff. And she was supposed to be like his girlfriend, but I don't know what they had going on. So I just stayed out of it. It wasn't my place. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to get to the hospital or whatever. So I ended up rolling the window down. And they still arguing. They still doing all this. And I'm like, do y'all not see that I'm in labor? Do y'all not see this? So both of them ended up zipping it and just hopping in the car. My dad's in the back drunk. She over here upset. And I'm just like, is this really my life right now? Like, is this really the story of my life right now? We ended up getting to the hospital and they admitted me immediately because we had already called ahead of time. They already knew I was coming. So my room and stuff was already set up. When I got into my room, you guys, they started hooking me up to all of these different monitors and stuff like that to monitor my contractions and the heartbeat and the baby's heartbeat, my heartbeat, you know, all of that stuff, taking my vital signs. I changed into like, you know, the little gown or whatever. What else happened? They asked me, did I want to do an epidural or did I want to start off with pain meds? I told them I wanted to start off with pain meds. So what else happened? I think that was about it for this time. But I don't know if you guys have ever been in the hospital, but a lot of times when they be like, I'm going to be right back with your pain medicine, they don't be right back. It takes them a little while to come back. So I'm still in there having contractions, you know, I'm hooked up to all this stuff. So it's really uncomfortable at this point because I can't really ball up how I wanted to like when I was at home. So for those of you that ever do go into contractions or whatever, it is kind of more comfortable to be at home unless you plan on getting an epidural at the hospital or whatever. Like, that's just your plan. But it is better to just kind of like relax and wait it out at home as long as you can, because when you get to the hospital and you're in labor, a lot of times they don't even really care, and sometimes they will send you back home if you're not dilated far enough. And I think I was dilated to like a 2, so I think I was dilated enough and my contractions were close enough for me to stay because they knew I would be having a baby soon. While all of this is going on and I'm waiting for the nurse to bring me back my pain medicine, my dad is just walking back and forth, drunk. Him and the woman I was living with, they're like slick arguing back and forth, and I'm just really annoyed. So I ended up getting my pillow and I threw it at him. I was like, get out of my room, get out of my room. I ended up throwing my pillow at him and told him to get out because I was just really upset at him. I was really disappointed. I was embarrassed. I was like, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to your grandson that's about to enter this world? You're up here drunk and high, and I am in labor, and I am in pain, and you're annoying the out of me, for real. So he ended up leaving, and he didn't come back. I didn't see him until after I had the baby, like the next day or whatever. And I didn't care, honestly. I did not care. I did not care. It was nothing like against my dad or anything like that, but that's just like a whole nother story time. Anyways, she came in, she gave me my pain medicine or whatever, and y'all, as soon as she gave me that pain medicine, I was out. I was out like a baby. Like, I was just, a lot of people say that the pain medicine doesn't do anything for them or whatever, but for me at this point, I had already been in labor for like 12 hours. I was in labor at school. I done went and walked around the block. I done sat, you know, by myself in labor. So at this point, I'm just kind of like used to the pain. But when they gave me pain medicine, it didn't completely make the contractions go away, but it did dilute the pain a lot. So whenever I did feel a contraction or whatever, like I did like kind of feel it in my sleep once the pain medicine started to wear off, which was maybe like around 9 in the morning. And I think they probably gave me the pain medicine around like 2 in the morning. Yeah, like around like 2 in the morning, because from the time from her like coming into my room, it was like 10 or 11 at night, and me going over there, or us going over there to find my dad, and me getting admitted into the hospital. By the time all of this happened, it was around like 1 or 2 in the morning. So they asked me, you know, did I want an epidural and all that type of stuff when I did wake up with like the pains and stuff, but I was just like, no, I'll be fine. And they told me that it wouldn't matter anyway because I was almost ready to have the baby. So I was just like, okay, I'll just try to stick it out. So around like 9:40 a.m., I think I want to say it was Saturday morning, 9:40, and I just woke up and I was just like, something ain't right. I was like, something ain't right. Y'all gotta get this baby up out of me. Where's my doctor? Where's my doctor? And the nurse come in, and I'm like, where's my doctor? And she was just like, well, the doctor's not here right now, so we're just gonna have to do the best that we can to make sure. And I'm just like, ain't nobody delivering this baby until Dr. Jewel get here. Shout out to Dr. Jewel, y'all. That was my doctor who actually delivered me when I was a baby. Like when I came out of my mom's stomach on Christmas Day, he was the doctor that actually delivered me. So it was like so crazy to me that he was delivering my child. So I don't know. I was just really like trusting him. I had so much trust in him, and I didn't want anybody to deliver my baby but him. So I was like, no, we're not, ain't nothing happening. Y'all need to go find him and tell him to get here right now. And he knew exactly who I was and everything. So he ended up getting there in the nick of time, y'all. He got there like 10 o'clock. I think it took him like maybe 20 minutes. He got there around like 10 o'clock. And he came in, started putting on all this stuff or whatever. He was like, all right, Sharice, you ready? I was like, yes, I think I'm ready. So he ended up breaking my water or whatever because my water just didn't break on its own. So he broke my water. I didn't really feel anything but just like a gush of water. And it felt like I peed on myself. So I was just like, did I just pee on myself? He was like, no, we just broke your water. It's fine. And so he was just like, whenever you feel a contraction, push. Make sure you push whenever you feel a contraction. So I was just like, okay. So every time I felt a contraction, I just started pushing. So I think it took me like, what, 10 minutes? 10 minutes to get the baby out, y'all. And I was just pushing and pushing, and he was just like, all right, give me one more push. Now I pushed again, and he was out at 10:15, and I was just like, is he out? And he was like, yeah, he's out. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I was just so happy to have him out of me, y'all, because I had been through so much through that pregnancy, like the surgeries, all of that. I had been through so much, so I was just really happy to have him out. But y'all, when I laid my eyes on my baby, it was like the most amazing feeling. OMG. It was like, I can't even really explain it. I can't explain the love that I have for him. Like, it's unexplainable. It's uncomparable. It doesn't compare to any love. Like, it's just, I don't know. You just have to experience it for yourself. Like, if you're ever blessed to have children one day, you just have to experience it for yourself. But not before you get married. Or not before you find that one, you know what I'm saying, who's going to stick there beside you. Because that's not what I'm trying to promote here. But I'm just trying to let you guys know it's such an amazing feeling to first lay eyes on your baby. And they're just looking at you and they're crying and they're just, oh my goodness. I just felt like everything was just so worth it. You know what I mean? Everything was just so worth it. But they was wiping my baby off. I didn't have a lot of blood or anything like that for some reason. I was thinking blood was going to be like everywhere. And in the middle of me pushing, my sister ended up walking in also. And I was kind of happy to see her because I didn't think she was coming. But I was just really happy to see her. So shout out to my sis. I have a big sister, you guys. But anyways, she was there, and a lady who I live with. Those were the only two people that were there. But that's really all I needed. I was just thankful to have some type of support there or whatever. But anyways, I ended up getting, I think, 2 or 3 stitches afterwards. I really didn't feel them stitching me up. I could kind of like feel a little pain, but it wasn't like, ah, like I can feel all of that. It was just like really, really quick. I could barely feel it. But I will say, after I went home and I had to like tinkle and stuff like that, I would have to like lean forward and kind of like squat instead of like sitting down normally peeing, because whenever the urine would go over the stitches, it burned really bad. It was like the most, oh my gosh, it burned so bad. So just kind of like lean over. And I know this is TMI, but hey, we women and we gotta go through it. So I had to like kind of lean over like this to use the bathroom, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. My placenta came out right afterwards. He just kind of like pushed on my stomach a little bit, and it just kind of like came out. I didn't see all of that, and I didn't want to see all of that, so I really can't tell y'all like what it looked like and all that. So pretty much that was like my labor and delivery story. After that, some things did kind of like happen to where I had to go to court and get a DNA test and all this type of stuff, because my son's father did not end up signing his birth certificate while we were at the hospital and stuff like that. So that's like a whole nother story time. So I will be bringing that to you guys very, very soon. DNA test results and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the feedback and the comments that you guys gave me in the last story time I did, 15 and pregnant. I really appreciate it, you guys, and I'm so glad that it helped at least one person out there. I don't care about views and all that type of stuff. As long as I'm helping somebody out, as long as I'm changing at least one life, I know I've done my job. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of the love and all of the support. And I'm going to go try and get better and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. And you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday as well. And God bless.